Hey guys, welcome back to IT Contents channel. And in this Linux crash course, we're going to be covering Systemctl, the command that gives you full control over services in system states in Linux. Whether you're managing web server or databases, this is your go-to tool, and we're going to be breaking it down in this video. The Systemctl command falls under the service and system management category. It's part of the systemd suite, which replaces other init services like SysV. With Systemctl, you can start, stop, enable, disable, and inspect services in system targets. Let's quickly look at some of these use cases. Let's say you are running a web server and need to restart your, let's say, Nginx service after making changes to your configuration files, or maybe you want to ensure your database starts automatically on boot. Systemctl makes all that seamlessly, and we are going to be diving into each and everything that you can do with Systemctl. So let's jump on our terminal and get started. So now here on our terminal, the first thing that we want to learn is the syntax for Systemctl. So what you need to know is you usually need to have three things. We need the Systemctl command, like that. Then here we need to specify the action. Then we can specify a unit. Okay, so in this case, let's say a service. So if we use that in action here to look something like this, so I already have an Nginx service running on my system. We're going to be using that for this demo. So here, what we can do if we want to check if a service is running, we can use the command systemctl status, which is our action. We want to check a status of said service, like that. So if I press enter, you'll notice it's going to show me if that service is running or not. And as you can see here, our status is active and running, as you can see. So we can easily stop this service by using the same command systemctl. This time the action is stop, and if we press enter now, as you can see here, I need to authorize that I want the service to be shut down. So if I enter my sudo password here and press enter, you'll notice my authentication is done and that service is not running anymore. As you can see here, our service is inactive. So like I said, we have the systemctl command and the action that we want to perform. So in this case, if I wanted to start the service, I just need to specify start here and press enter. So I'll quickly change this command. So I'll use the end command here. I'll use the same systemctl status Nginx, like that. So here what I've just done is I'm running this command here. So this will start our Nginx service. Then once it starts, it will run this command as well instead of me typing it on a separate line. If I press enter right now, as you can see, it requires authentication to start the service. So I'll just enter my sudo password again and press enter. And as you can see, we started the service, and now this command, the status rang. That's why now we can see that now our command is running. So right now we've looked at the start, stop, and the status. So these are things that make it that you can start the service immediately after you've configured it. You can check the status and you can stop the service. And also apart from that, we also have things like restarting the service. So for example, if a service maybe is stuck, we can utilize the action restart to restart that service. And again, since this is a sensitive service, it requires authentication every time you need to perform a specific action to it. So as you can see, that will restart my service. And again, I can utilize the status to make sure that again it's running after the restart. Apart from that, there's situations where you've just changed configuration files and you do not want to restart the whole service. What you do is you can utilize the action, which is reload. So reload just reloads the configuration files for that said service. So this makes it that you don't restart the whole application, but you only restart the configuration files so that it just reloads those configuration files in case you made any form of changes to that application. So if you press enter, again, I need to authorize that. So in that case, here to reload the Nginx configuration files. So just to recap, start will just start the service immediately, stop will to stop it immediately. Then we have status, it will just show you your status. Restart will restart the whole application like you saw here, and reload just reloads the configuration files for that said service that we are busy checking. And again, apart from that, there are situations where you need a service or you need an application to start at boot. So for example, if you have a DB, or in this case, this Nginx server, we need it to start every time the system restarts. So the way you can do that is you need to use a command systemctl enable. So enable just make sure that it enables the service to start immediately when the system starts. So in this case, if I press enter, and again I need to enter my sudo password, as you can see like that. And also, apart from that, if this service I no longer needed to start up at boot, what I can do is instead of saying enable, I can say disable instead. So for this command, you have to use sudo so that it allows you. Otherwise, you get the permission denied. So if you press enter and enter your system password or your sudo password, for example, like that, and press enter, you will notice that it's saying removing or removed. So now this application will no longer start at boot because this service has been disabled. So if again I want to enable it, I can just utilize the same sudo systemctl. Then here I can just say enable instead, like that, and press enter. And then you should see that enabling the service now, meaning this application will start up immediately my system starts. So this is one of the important things that you need to understand and consider with systemctl. So like I said, you can use start to start a service, you can use stop to stop a service, you can use reload to reload the configuration files without restarting the actual service. You can disable it or enable it if you, in case you want it to start at boot or not. Again, we can use status to view the status of our application to see if it's running or not. There's also one special additional tools that you can use with systemctl. So for example, in this case, if I was to use systemctl like that, then here, instead of using that action, I can specify list dash units like that. If I press enter now, you'll notice these are all the services that are currently running on my machine. As you can see here, these are all active services and they are all loaded, as you can see from here. So if I press Ctrl C, that will just quickly exit out of that command. And also, in case there's other services that are causing issues on your server, you can utilize the same systemctl here, but this time we can use the dash failed, like that. Press enter, and this will show you a list of all the services that are failing or causing issues on your server. So if you're not seeing any, meaning there's no, but otherwise, if there's any services that are currently failing on your server, you can utilize a dash failed to actually identify or show failed services. And if you have any questions in whatever we've covered, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section. I'll definitely assist you. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and follow the channel for more videos like this. See you in the next command.